Hey there, you're listening to Movies Not Music, the bi-weekly Waves on the Shore series, in which I lead Evan through the world of the film industry. We're glad to have you here today, so sit back, relax, and enjoy the episode.
We're not biased, we just don't like bad music.
Bing bong.
So, Evan made me wait 20 minutes, well, actually, to be exact, 19 minutes before we started this episode.
I'm
sitting here in the Discord
Evan made
call,
you wait 7 minutes.
And I
was 7 minutes late.
I messaged Evan on Snapchat. I'm like, where's this bro at? Where's this homie at? Where's this cute boy at?
You wanna know where this cute little boy's at, Jaron?
Enlighten me.
I forget what it's called that my mom made. I was eating dinner.
You don't even remember. My mommy made me the best dinner ever.
It was so good, but what was it? Was it Wait, what the heck? Hold on.
Before this, what is he doing? Man, this dude is straight up just walking out of...
What did we have for dinner?
Bruh. I hope his mic is picking this up.
What was dinner?
Well, before he got on, I was drinking wine.
Yeah.
And
so I had the
watching
craziest
Daredevil
pork
season 3
tenderloin
with my
today. That's where I was. I was having some good old pork tenderloin.
How did you forget what a pork tenderloin is? How does one do that?
That's
Hey, yo, Evan,
no
Evan,
fun.
I thought you were like smart or something, or at least semi-intelligent.
I've never claimed to be either of the above.
Sorry, I shouldn't have said smart. I just shouldn't have said that.
Yeah,
I thought you were
false.
competent.
Dude, my mind is there. I don't know.
When you got up, I told the viewers that I was watching Daredevil season 3 with my dad and drinking wine. You know,
Daredevil
like
season 3.
like the tasteful alcoholic grape juice aficionado.
I know
that
what
am.
wine is.
I'm not explaining what it is. I was just being extra. This is before
Well,
we
I was
actually get
having
into
some
what we're
nice
actually
pork tenderloin.
It's really funny to me that you just
Dude,
didn't.
I don't know why.
Oh, here I actually have a whole. Here, give me. So we'll get into the movie here in a second.
Movies.
From
plural.
movies plural. Well, that's a bit of it.
They're gonna see the title. Maybe.
I recently got a wine voucher, and basically
a
I
wine voucher.
Yeah, what that means is there's a company, and I'm sure other wine companies do this, but there's a company called Naked Wines. They'll you can buy boxes from them of wine, but they'll send you an assortment of wines to try new wines from all over the world. And I got a voucher, which basically means a huge discount. So instead of paying $100 and some, I paid $60 for 12 bottles of wine. And I already drank one, but here's one of them with a little cat. Yeah, it's kind of cool. It's actually, it's a pretty cool design. This is a red wine.
Oh, I do have something cool to show off.
A Cabernet Sauvignon. But I finished off a bottle while I was watching Daredevil earlier today. And Evan has been in my room. To the left of my desk, I just have a giant box of wine.
I can see it
on the
too.
floor.
I can see it. I don't really have anything new or cool to show off to beat that, because I already showed off my beach glass necklaces. I think, yeah. I'm pretty sure.
That was cool. You did that I think you did that in just this past episode.
That is
Excuse me.
That's the cool thing. I don't have anything else cool to show.
Well, you want to know what else is cool, Evan? Cars.
Oh my gosh.
The critically acclaimed 2006 animated feature film made by Pixar, Cars, starring Owen Wilson as Lightning McQueen.
Dude, I still just cannot believe that they got 2 Chainz to voice over Doc Hudson. It's still crazy to this day, bro. The feature list, the features on this movie are crazy, bro. Kevin Hart as Chikix, man. Literally, Putin. They got Putin on
Kevin Hart.
Dinoco.
If Kevin Hart played Chikix, the movie would actually probably be better.
Yeah.
Like they don't.
Hey, what you gonna do, man? You gonna cook for me like that? Are you kidding?
don't change. Don't change his dialogue at all. Just like keep it the same. It's just a different. Although I will say, Michael Keaton voices Chick Hicks. So you probably don't know who that is, but Michael Keaton.
Owen Wilson,
is a
though.
legend. I love Owen Wilson.
I know that name.
He's actually. He might be one of my favorite actors.
I recognize him too.
Well,
where have I seen him?
I'm trying to think what you might know him from.
He seems like a Disney Channel beach bum character.
He's actually not in any Disney Channel stuff, I don't think. But he's just in a lot of stuff. The movie Midnight in Paris that I have almost had you watch, I feel like on multiple occasions. He's the main character in that movie. Yeah. We'll watch that one soon. But I guess we should start with. I feel like we probably don't need to say the synopsis, but we'll just lay the groundwork. I feel like
here's
most
what
of
it
you
is.
guys have
The
seen
goat.
this.
The goat comes in a
He's the
three-way
goat!
tie.
He's the goat! He's the goat! He's the goat!
There's a three-way tie. Is it the semifinal or the? No, it's the final. So they have a
the race that we're watching at the very beginning of the movie.
It's supposed to be the final, correct?
It's supposed to be the last race, but there's a three-way tie.
Could you believe
between Chick Hicks, the King, and Lightning McQueen. Really quick, I want to talk about the King. I think every time in the movie when somebody talks to him, yeah, you just call him Dinoco.
Because as a kid, I just used to call him. We had the dinky cars, and so even when I watch the movie, I'm still like, that's Dinoco.
Hold on, stall for me for a second. I will be right back.
All right, so Jaron wants me to stall. That's no biggie for you listeners. Jaron has abandoned the podcast. He's got up and left, so he's asked me to stall. I know what I'm going to stall about. My Edmonton Oilers are absolutely disgusting right now. Like, I'm sorry, we're up 2-0 against the Sharks right now, halfway through the first period. Where the heck are the standings? We are.
Y'all aren't ready.
Gross. Hold on.
Hold on. What's going on? Huh?
Look at that. Second in the Pacific
Guess
Conference. Oh my gosh, he has dinky cars. Listeners, okay. To fill in listeners, Jaron has returned and he has a big bag of dinky cars.
I'm about to go through all of these, so if you are listening...
Dinky car review, Ryan's toy reviews or whatever.
Yeah.
Jaron's toy corner.
No, but I'm actually so proud of this. So,
Is this what you get from the kids?
All right, shut up. I think this past Saturday was when I rewatched this movie, and I hadn't seen it in probably 10 years.
What?
And then
I feel like I watch this movie like every 2 years just with the boys. Like, it just kind of comes up.
I watched it so much as a child, and then I just
it's just ingrained in you. You just know what happened.
and I just haven't watched it in a long time. But bro, I'm so proud of this. I don't even know where to start. I have Doc Hudson, just classic
looking man.
And then I have Pit Crew Chief
Pit
Doc
stop.
Hudson.
What's that called when they're in the pit stop?
He's the crew chief.
Crew chief. Thank you. I don't know racing stuff, man.
And then as a kid, I have the dream scene, Lightning McQueen Dinoco car, but guess what? I have 2 of them.
Oh my! Can you mail one to me?
I could actually give you one. Like, I would do it.
I'll just set it right up here on the piano.
What happened there is I probably got one for Christmas from like 2 different people as a kid. I of course have here. Let me just start, and then I've got Chick Hicks and the King. His name's like something Weathers or something like that. Like that's his actual name.
I forget.
But he is the King. The thing that I was talking about before I realized I forgot my cars and ran out of the room. The thing was that I think it's hilarious. Every time when they talk to him, they call him Mr. the King. Like, is part Mr. the King. And then I've got oh no, what was that?
I see that. Is that Doc Hudson police fit?
No, that's not. This is just.
Oh.
It's not
What's
Sarge.
his name again? No, it is Sarge, isn't it?
No, because Sarge is.
Oh, the army guy. Yeah.
Sarge is the Jeep Wrangler.
Who's the police guy?
I feel like his name is literally just
Policeman.
Sheriff. It's just Sheriff.
Oh, Sheriff.
It's literally just Sheriff. It says it on the side of the car, if you can read that.
Clearly, you couldn't.
So I'll go through some of the main characters. I'm gonna try to be quick because I feel like, but this is
Listeners
super
are just
cool.
like, what? The goat.
There's the classic McQueen.
Ciao.
I already showed off those, and then I have this is maybe my favorite one, and it's my favorite because it has so many scuffs on the paint. You probably can't see it on camera, but look, Evan, you're not looking.
Sorry, my dad laughed so hard I heard him from the second floor, so I just texted him. I was like,
Okay.
What is happening? Can I inform what happened?
This is like the new paint job McQueen when he's in. Yeah.
Bougie.
Yeah.
Just got polished up.
I of course have Sally. I have all of the residents of Radiator Springs, excluding the fire truck whose name I forget. I've got
something
Mater
like fire truck.
right here.
Bro, the greatest
I've
reverse
got-
driver of all time. What's
I
his
can never
name
remember
again?
I can't remember. Oh,
Looks
who,
like a
the
hearse.
actor?
No, the car itself.
This is a woman.
Oh, her name.
This is a woman.
Sorry, I've misgendered a Cars character in
Stan-
2023. It's over for me. It's done. It's done. I've misgendered a vehicle. Oh no. You hate to see it.
Okay. This is too good. The funny thing is I can always remember this character, like the husband, the statue that's in Radiator Springs.
Oh yeah.
It's her husband. And his name is Stanley. And I can't remember her name.
So you're saying
ever,
a
which
dead
makes
man
no
is
sense.
worth more than a living woman, Jaron? That's nuts.
No comment.
He doesn't deny it.
I have
how
a
is this turned into a
tractor.
What is that? Looks like a toe.
I have a tractor.
Dog.
And then I've got Fillmore, the hippie who may or may not be doing drugs.
The kids don't know.
I got some cool ones here that we're coming up on, but I'll finish doing the Radiator Springs people first.
Listeners are just like, dog.
I've got Ramon, purple classic version of
Ramon is the OG Riz
Honestly.
machine, bro. He's a
Riz
Rizzical.
God. You're a Rizzard Harry.
Somewhere I have a
Flo.
saved
Flo.
note or something of hundreds of just Riz puns, and I can't pull them out.
I've got Guido and Luigi, but
Guido! Actually,
Pete, stop!
McQueen might be GOAT number 2, because Pete Stolp has to be.
Pete stop.
Bro, Guido I love
Look at him.
Guido.
And then this is kind of cool. I've got the Dynaco helicopter. That's just he's just there. Okay, and this is I'm kind of proud of this. I've got 3 of the cars that make Mac fall asleep near the beginning of the movie. The hot rods. I don't have
The high school
the
jocks.
4th. I don't have the 4th one, Snot Rod.
He
I don't
ain't
have
worthy.
that one.
Bro,
But
his
honestly,
name's
he's kind of
Snot.
lame. Yeah, he's kind of lame. So, and then these last 3 are kind of cool because they're these ones are so in this movie there's tons of cameos from people in real life are car people like Jay Leno, and I'm blanking on some other people's names.
I'm too
but
dumb to even know that.
This guy shows up and has 2 lines. It's in a brief scene. You might not even remember it, but his name is Mario Andretti. I think that might be his name in real life, but it's just a cool little car. And then these 2 guys are just other racers that have small scenes just in the background.
Dude, actually, that yellow guy, I used to have that.
He looks like a cooler version of Chick Hicks.
That's exactly what I thought. He's so smooth with it, and he was one of my favorite dinky cars I had as a kid. But I would always try and recreate when I was 3 or whatever. I'd always try and recreate the big crash with all my dinky cars. So I'd literally be sat in my living room just slamming dinky cars against each other. So my dinky cars looked like they'd been through a civil war.
Is there a way for us to get Guido in the frame of the rest of that?
I think if you just put him on the bed, behind your
Yeah,
left
right.
shoulder. Oh my gosh, that's better. Yeah. Yup. Guido be chilling with us for the whole podcast.
This is so stupid.
Yeah, we've been going 15 minutes and we've hardly even.
We're having fun though. I hope you guys are. I'm gonna put Guido and Luigi. Okay, let's actually talk about the movie.
Possibly
It's
the greatest
goated.
movie of all time.
Yeah, it's I have always loved this movie, and watching it as an adult, I can be like, okay, maybe this movie is definitely not perfect. If I'm like being objective, if I want to be a stickler, if I want to be
objective, this is the greatest piece of art ever presented.
If I want to be
earth.
a person who has no joy in their life, I might be like, this movie has some issues. But if I'm kicking back and relaxing and eating some gummy bears with the fam and watching this movie, bro, it's a great time. It's amazing. I want to talk about the soundtrack first, just because.
Oh, it's one of the best soundtracks, bro. Let me pull it.
Bro, 2 songs. Well, no. Well, I want to talk about 4 songs in particular. I need to address the nostalgia that flooded through my veins. The minute that the movie started, Sheryl Crow's song,
"Real Gone,"
comes on, and I was like. It's like I knew all the words, but I hadn't heard it in 10 years, and I was like, this song is such a freaking banger, bro. Like, it just actually is. It's so good. And then, obviously...
Look at the names on this, though. Okay, I mean, Life is a Highway.
Everybody knows Life is a Highway. And
I think people know it more from this. But, like, I'm sorry. Hank Williams, John Mayer, James Taylor, Brad Paisley, Rascal Flatts, Chuck Berry, and Sheryl Crow.
Also, I'm pretty sure Brad Paisley might have more than... No, he just has one song. I thought he might have
he
had
only
2.
does the one.
Yeah, he has the one that plays during the credits, which is a good song. It's a good song. There's one in particular that I think is maybe objectively the best song. But I guess it depends on how you look at it. I think that Our Town by James Taylor is just... Not only does it play on... Like, the whole kind of movie... is based around the idea of nostalgia, and that song like encapsulates it, and it's just like so sad. It plays during like the saddest part of the movie where they're talking about what the town used to be like and how it used to be so alive, and there was a community and people came together, and it plays while Sally and McQueen are kind of on their unofficial date drive thing, and it's just so good. And the lyrics, like, just as a song alone, I can listen to it outside of watching the movie, and every time I'm just like, this is a damn good song.
I
like,
evidently did not pay enough attention to the music while rewatching this, because I was just like dumbfounded at such a cinematic masterpiece. But I feel like, look, hear me out. No matter how good some of the songs on this soundtrack might be, no matter how on the ball Our Town might be, Life is a Highway.
That's true, but I don't disagree.
Have you ever gone on a road trip of any significance and not?
Okay.
Also, I'd like.
That's
to
why.
Hold on.
That's why I specified objectively.
Shut up.
I was trying to be objective.
I don't care. I want it for all you American friggin' losers. Notice how it's not Life is a Freeway. Well, it ain't. Life is a highway.
What does that even mean? We call I use the word highway like
really
commonly.
I feel like I'm not even kidding, because like all my like American relatives bug us and they're like freeway.
Well, your American relatives are smoking crack. Also, Tim McGraw literally has a song with the word highway in it, so it's like
Highway Don't Care. Yes. Can I share a funny story about that song?
Sure.
This is gonna be real quick, but
that's what she said.
With you, yes. So I was hanging out with some friends, right? And there's one girl with us who is like Swiftie to the max, like, you know, to the point where you legitimately like want to cancel your friendship with said person over this. Like it is so prominent in her personality that you're like, I don't know if I would hate life without you. I think I could do this without you. Anyways, she's a big Swiftie and it's annoying. So anyways, I, deservingly so, was on Ox, as I always am and always should be.
Right.
And I started ripping some Tim McGraw because it was the right weather. It was a summer day. We were driving around. just perfect, just a picture perfect aux job. She's saying, why are we listening to country? Because we have taste, we are mature individuals with standards of what we let our ears hear. So anyways, I threw on Highway Don't Care, and she's like, are we still listening to that Tim guy? Yes, we are. Bro, I couldn't believe it when, because like I knew Taylor Swift was on the song. The moment she heard Taylor was on the song, she downloaded the song. She started sending it to her friends. I'm like, for the
she
first...
didn't know?
She
didn't know?
No, and I was like, for the first minute and a half of this song, you were complaining, waiting for it to turn off. But now that you found out Taylor Swift's on it, you're posting it everywhere. You're making sure all your friends know to listen. Like, as a matter of fact, I'm not even actually very close friends with that person anymore. But like,
dang. After that experience, Evan was like, "Nah, you're out. It wasn't
because of that, but I kind of want to tell it as that. I kind of want it to be like, after that, I never hung out with that person again.
You're done now. Okay.
That's it.
Okay.
That's it. No more drives.
Also, so yeah, I know. Life is a Highway is, yes, it's extremely nostalgic. I do love it. But the two songs that stand out the most to me are Our Town and then John Mayer's version of Route 66. Bro, it's 8 minutes long. I think you can find it on YouTube. It's not on Spotify.
Yeah, it's like they took it off streaming. Like, it's there.
I don't
but
know.
It's
There's
like,
some weird legal stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's some weird legal stuff going on there. But it's so good. I love it so much. Like, getting John Mayer on this soundtrack, and this is John Mayer, like, in his peak,
Taylor
probably.
could never. Taylor could never make the Cars soundtrack.
Yeah. Taylor was just not making this soundtrack. That's
Taylor
what she was
was
doing.
like coloring books at this time. Taylor was... Well, she actually wasn't.
Actually, John Mayer was probably dating her.
Actually, when was this?
This was Cars was 2006, so it might have been like a year or two before, but like this is not far off from that, because that was like late
briefly
2000s.
Dated in 2009.
So this is a few years prior, 3 years.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Movie's
it's just
crazy.
a banger soundtrack. Goes wild.
Do you have some? Or sorry, if you had something else to say, go.
I do probably have some like trivia and stuff, but I'll whip that out in a second because I want to talk about.
Do you have any favorite scenes or anything?
There's some jokes in this movie, bro, that are just
Go over your
the
head.
peak. And like, well, they don't even. Well, as a kid, there was one in particular that went over my head. When Lightning is telling the whole town that he discovered that why can't I not? Oh, that Doc used to race. He goes, guys, he's got 3 piston cups, and then Mater spits out his drink and goes, he did what in his cup? And as a kid, that just went over my head. I was just
Mater's on the ball, man.
Yeah, but as an adult, I love that. Also, I never get tired of it, but I think it's hilarious, is when Flo says while they're in the courtroom, she says, I got gas. I got tons of gas. And then Ramon and Mater start laughing. It cracks me up every time. It's a stupid fart joke, but I love it. I also like I like it when Mater says he implies that him and Sally like dated for a brief time, and he said, "Yeah, she likes me for my body."
I didn't even pick up on that.
Really? He's straight up like when he first meets Lightning, he's like telling Lightning, he's like, "Yeah, she's kind of into me, bro. Like you just like maybe back off a little bit." And he's, "Yeah, she likes me." And he goes, "Yeah,
She's still into me.
She likes me for my body."
Objectifying. How could you in 2023? Disgusting. I condone those actions. I would never.
No, but this movie is actually so good.
But I would date Mater for his body.
Have you seen the sequels to Cars?
So the Cars 2 goes kind of
Cars
crazy.
Cars 2 is actually bad, and I don't like it. It's
What?
not good.
Are you
It's really
serious?
bad. I am serious.
Like, I haven't seen it in a while, but like that's the one where they're like in
No.
Tokyo and they're in Italy and stuff.
Okay, so let me just give you.
I remember that
I'm not
movie going kinda
I'm not
crazy.
trying to dog on it. I really wished I didn't have to.
Look, when it went planes, that
But-
was
No, but planes and cars, respectfully, planes just is like whatever. Okay.
No one cares.
Yeah. I've never even seen the Planes movies. I think there's like 2 of them. They decided they didn't. It's painfully obvious that they didn't know what they were doing, because they were like, okay, Cars was like really successful. Let's make a second one, and they decide to take Mater, a background character, make him a main character.
background character.
He's not a main. He is objectively he is not a main character. He just isn't.
I'll let you cook.
He maybe you could make an argument for it, but that's beside the point. He's a side character. He is not the main character. They decide it's a good idea to take that character who is purely used for comedic levity, and they decide to make an entire movie focus on him. And not only does it focus on him, it turns him into James Bond, and he's a car.
And it's so cold.
It's not good.
Ice cream.
It's that's the only thing I remember from that movie. It's so dumb. It's basically it's not even like they basically were like, it's just Larry the Cable Guy making redneck jokes. It's just like it's Larry the Cable Guy. It's a Larry the Cable Guy James Bond movie, but it has a Cars skin over it.
Oh, it's kind of awesome.
Now the third Cars movie is actually pretty decent, because it makes a
Cars
return to the series takes itself seriously. Also, Cars 2, just Lightning McQueen's barely in it, like if at all. And like it's just like I don't care about Mater that much. Like I'm sorry. Like he's funny.
I'm sorry, you just lost me there on I don't care about Mater that much. Are you?
I like Mater, but I thought like McQueen is the dude. McQueen is the guy, you know? And it's just like, what are we doing? If not like what are we doing? Have you seen Cars 3 though?
I feel like I definitely have, but I can't.
That one
remember
was
any of
actually
it.
fairly recent in terms of like it came out like so like Cars came out in 2006. Cars 2 was like 3 years later, I think.
Yeah.
And then Cars 3 didn't come out until like 2017 or
Then I have not
2018.
seen it.
Yeah, it was in my opinion, and actually it was a much better film than the second one. It kind of takes Lightning McQueen and puts him in the he's like getting older, and he's starting to taper off, and he's becoming like that veteran, and he kind of has to. He's kind of having a crisis of faith, and he's learning to mentor the younger racers around him, and there's like the changing sports scene. It's
Mentor
actually pretty
McQueen.
good. Yeah. It's similar to Rocky in some ways, because in some Rocky films it shows Rocky becoming an older man and becoming that mentor for a younger person. And I know we actually have talked about watching Rocky eventually.
We should at some point.
And I think we will relatively soon.
So, do you have any trivia for Cars?
Yeah, actually I do.
No way. How did I know?
I do. I actually thought this was kind of crazy, but when I think about it, maybe it's not. So this says, even with a farm of computers that ran 4 times faster than the ones that were used for The Incredibles, and 1,000 times faster than the ones they used for Toy Story, each frame of Cars took an average of 17 hours to process and render. 17 hours. One frame.
So, like, wouldn't that take like 10 years
if I had
the
to-
movie to render?
If I had to guess, they were working on the movie and then processing it as they worked on it. So like, it was like they work on it as they finish it, if that makes sense.
Ethernet, my man.
Do it
Ethernet,
in order.
just plug in.
Well, the computers just weren't
I know. But
It's processing.
crazy.
That's not download or upload. That's processing.
1,000 times faster than the ones that made Toy Story. So how long did
Yeah, but Toy Story was like 1996 or something.
But then
like,
how long did it take to render Toy Story?
Look, computers in 2006 compared to computers now. I don't know how much you know about computers, but they're like potatoes compared to computers.
I
nowadays.
know, but like, huh?
Also, yeah, 2006 computers. They're like freaking. If you had a laptop, it was like this thick, bro.
Oh yeah,
it was like a Bible.
We used to have a white like box computer with like the old chunky screen and everything.
Oh yeah, a tube kind of box.
Yes,
screen.
sir.
I thought that was interesting. Do you know who Paul Newman is?
No.
Some listeners might, but he was a famous musician / artist who was in a lot of Disney, specifically Pixar movies. Like he was in Monsters Inc. And a bunch of other stuff like that. And unless I'm thinking of the wrong guy, I feel like that was Randy Newman. Who's Paul Newman? Am I tripping?
Randy Newman's the guy who did the soundtrack.
Oh, I'm a big fat dummy. Yeah, Randy Newman is soundtrack guy. Sorry, I misread this.
If you're asking
Paul
about Randy
Newman.
Newman, I know who Randy Newman is.
Yes, sorry. Paul Newman was a very famous actor, but he was really big like back in the day. And this was his last feature film before he died of lung cancer in 2008. He voices Doc. So that's why Doc is not in any of the other Cars movies. He's only in the first one. Which is kind of sad when you think about it. It's like, dang, Doc was a real one, you know?
He was an OG.
He was that guy.
He was
the original. Yeah, he was. And arguably still is. Cars was the final Pixar film to be released on VHS. And the first to be released on Blu-ray. Yeah. It's the end and beginning of an era. First to be released on Blu-ray and last to be released on VHS.
I remember the good old VHS
but, like,
tapes.
Imagine, I don't think I've ever seen a copy of Cars on VHS though. Like, I feel like that would be dope to have. Cause like
VHS or Blu-ray.
I have an original copy of like the copy of Cars that I have on DVD is like the same copy that we've had since probably 2006.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Like, did we have Blu-ray? I don't. No, we did it. We didn't have the VHS. We had Blu-ray.
Yeah, I mean, I still have VHSs, but we never had Cars on VHS.
Yeah, we had like Blue's Clues on VHS and stuff.
Oh, this is kind of cool. Luigi's license plate reads 445-108, which is the latitude and longitude for the main Ferrari factory in Modena, Italy. A real Ferrari.
I love
Ferrari. That's a good scene when the Ferrari at the end of the movie when the Ferrari's pulled up. Oh, also you got to tell me, you watched the credits, right? Like during the credits there's those like blooper kind of like reels at the end.
Oh, I don't know.
Credits.
I didn't watch all the way this time.
Bruh.
But I know I've seen them. If you remind me of them, I'll know them.
Well, they're pretty funny because there's the guy who plays Mac in this movie also plays the T-Rex. He also plays Rex in Toy Story, and he plays a bug in A Bug's Life. And then I think he plays somebody. Oh, he plays the Abominable Snowman in Monsters Inc. And so there's a really funny thing that they do where it shows Mac is at a drive-in theater, and he's watching Cars versions of these Pixar movies, and he's like, "Man, whoever played that character must be a really great actor." And it's like this cool, funny inside joke because he is that actor. It's really, really funny, and I wish you would have watched it, and I'm really disappointed in you.
I'll rewatch it.
It's a really creative. I'm really glad that they thought of doing it because not only is it really cool to see them, they reshot scenes and got actors from all those movies, like the actual voice actors, to reshoot scenes as car versions of themselves, and then to do the cool thing with, like, there's like weird fourth wall breaking of like this semi truck is like acknowledging that he's like, it's very tongue in cheek that he's like, oh, that's me, but he's like not actually saying it, but it's really funny. Evan, you recently watched a movie that's very similar to Cars.
Yeah, so I was thinking when you said like Mater and James Bond.
Right. And,
How crazy
Yeah.
would a Tomater John Wick movie go?
John.
I watched Cars and I was like, dang, I need another helping of that. And my friend said, yo, do you want to come hang out? We're going to watch John Wick, the first one. And I was like,
Oh, hey, wait. I can reach my John Wick movies from here.
I was like, that's just what I'm feeling like. I want something just like Cars. Why not do John Wick? I had no clue what John Wick was. So I knew he was Keanu Reeves.
It's really convenient that you have watched the first movie like right when the fourth movie came out, and I'm assuming your friends did that on purpose.
Yeah, they were watching all of them, and then they were going to go to the theater and watch the fourth.
And you didn't watch the second and third one with them?
No. I was busy that day anyways. I was working. I couldn't. But
yeah, okay.
All right. Well, I was working. I don't know the debate here. But
I'm just being facetious.
Yeah, I know you always are. We watched John Wick, and then I rated it on Letterboxd, and Jaron saw it and was like, "Yo, you watched a good movie without me telling you to?"
Yeah, I had happened to open up Letterboxd, I think, to review a movie that I had watched, and sometimes I just like to see what my friends have watched, and I saw that Evan had watched John Wick, and he gave it 4 stars, and his review says, and I quote, "Gun goes bang."
I couldn't think of anything better, man. It's a lot of shooting.
Here, I do know some fun fact, at least one cool fun fact about this movie. At the very beginning of this movie, before the dog gets gets absolutely womboed in the neck. Spoiler alert.
Yeah, bro. So I didn't watch that scene. Because my friend said, by the way, like, there's going to be a dog that dies. And I was like, oh, that's kind of sad. And then we get introduced to the dog. I'm like,
and it looks like
Archie.
It's
a beagle. I was like, that looks
like
exactly like Archie. So I was like, you
don't literally see the dog get, like, killed.
I still didn't watch the scene. I still was like, not my dog.
I feel like
my dog could never.
I feel like you need to like, feel that impact.
No, because I have a beagle. So as soon as I saw him burying the beagle, I was like, all right, let's go get this Yosef Donnie.
I mean, did you see? You saw the bloody dead body.
Yeah, and then
fair enough.
Right, we get to the end of the movie. Finally, I kind of like how ungreat.
I gotta finish giving my trivia about the dog.
Nice.
Before the dog gets absolutely just RKO'd. There's a scene where John, I think it's in the morning after he has the dog. He lets the dog outside and the dog poops in the yard. That poop is CGI. It's not even like fake plastic poop. It's all computer generated. And it cost like $10,000.
What?
I love it. I think it's hilarious. They were like, I think it was like in post, they were like, oh shoot, we we just gotta make this, like, I don't know, it's just fascinating.
Yeah, how much do we have in the budget left? $10,000. Let's make a $10,000 turd, boys. This better be the best turd you've ever seen.
But what were you, I feel like you were saying something?
I was just saying how, so John Wick, right, he loses his wife, he loses his dog to some bratty Russian guy, very ugly, yeah, whatever, and then he comes out of retirement as a hitman, and he's back in business, and, does he have to kill 300 people to get to Iosif? Apparently so.
I will say,
I just like how he especially since I am a beagle owner. I sound like some vegan mom or something, actually
I have a right to speak on this matter.
Actually rooting for the character, but I was just like, yeah, let's go get this punk. And watching how persistently he hunts it. And look, the whole movie is just so cold. When he says John Wick is not a nobody. And he's not the boogeyman. He's the guy you send to kill the effing boogeyman. Yeah, so cool. And he's like, and I love how Viggo is the mafia, the Russian mafia boss kind of guy, and Yosef is Viggo's son. I I love how he knows his son is toast. Like the whole movie, he's not trying to even defend his son. He just tells his son, he's going to come after you. He will find you. And when he finally finds him, no matter how much security he has, and I love, this is what I was saying, I love how ungraceful his death is.
He just walks up and shoots him.
There's no last words, blah, blah, blah. He's just sat against a crate. John Wick doesn't say anything cold. He just walks up, done. That's it.
Yeah.
That's all.
Probably my favorite dialogue section of the movie is when Viggo finds out that his son killed John Wick's dog and stole his car. And then it's also when
he's not happy when he finds out.
Is it Mario?
Marcus?
The car Mark is it Mark?
Who are you talking about?
The Marcus Aurelio, the car guy.
Yeah.
Car guy. Aurelio. Also when Aurelio finds out that it's John Wick's car, he's like, whose car is that? And that's just a really good scene. And then when he tells Viggo, that phone call is so good.
You see the life
because
Viggo's
Viggo is on the phone with him and he's upset, but then when he finds out it's John Wick, he just goes, "Oh,"
and then hangs up.
And then he just hangs up.
And then he calls his son, and he's like, "Son, you're gonna die. There's no way around it. There is no way." And it is like, okay, it is kind of just like 2 hours of like action fight scenes and killing people like endlessly, but it's kind of badass.
It is, yes. And it's really okay. So the thing is, you've been spoiled because we've watched a lot of really good action movies. I feel like you've probably never really seen a bad one, because there is such a thing as bad action.
I'm sure.
And John Wick is like the pinnacle of like, if you're talking about hand-to-hand combat, like if you're talking about like physical, like there's a difference between there's like stunts. Like if you want to see like stunty action, there's Mission Impossible where they're like holding on to airplanes and like skydiving off of like stuff. But then you have John Wick where it's like guns and like hand-to-hand combat and taekwondo and like knife work and like throwing weapons.
And apparently Keanu Reeves actually like trains that stuff really hard.
He does in like 90-something% of the like the stunt work action scenes in this movie and in most of his movies nowadays. And there's videos of him like training. Like you can watch him on the shooting range like going through drills. It's pretty cool. He's like really good with it. I would not want to fight Keanu Reeves because he knows like taekwondo and jiu-jitsu and I think karate. And
I like my odds, honestly. I watch UFC. I know what I'm doing.
Evan keeps scratching his eye with his middle finger, and it's happened like 5 times now, and so I'm going to address it. Now he's doing it with his thumb.
Well, I'm sorry.
Now we're both rubbing.
You've made me self-conscious about how I'm rubbing my eye.
This is what you've been doing to me. This.
It wasn't intentional. It's just the longest finger, bro. Like I just can reach it. I don't have to lift my arm up as high. Like
I guess I've never thought about that. I've never thought about, wow, what's more efficient, scratching?
I haven't either.
I just my index finger.
So I gave John Wick a 4-star, and I said gun goes bang.
So was this movie too violent for you? Like not like the quantity of violence, but like just.
No,
like seeing people get shot in the head and like brains coming out the back of their head. You know what I'm saying?
Like, I mean, it's a lot, but like at the same time, I feel like I'm watching it with the right crowd because me and the boys are just there like stiff L. We're just like, so
you're just like, dang.
I think because like it's not. I think I liked it because
it's not scary.
It's not scary. It's not scary. I'm watching this knowing. It's John Wick. Bro ain't gonna die, and because there's 4 movies.
Yeah.
And so none of the scenes are particularly scary. They're just action. Like, I liked this more than the one scene in James Bond. The opening scene of the girl in the house in the winter.
Well, yeah, but that's just different.
I know, but
of course you're gonna like it more.
No, but I mean, like,
you're a wuss, Evan.
No,
of course.
I mean, like, I can deal with it. I couldn't deal with that scene from James Bond. Dude, like, I had to watch it with all my lights on, happy music, with my iPad like 3 meters away from me.
I love that scene freaks you out so much because it's just like not that scary.
It is. Are you?
What?
It is so scary.
It just isn't. Like
It's terrifying. Like I low key, the thought of it kind of makes me shiver.
Oh, also that concert that we were talking about maybe going to, which it's not like we're not going to it, but that would have been tomorrow.
Yeah.
But tough. We need to. I still don't have my passport, and I'll check on it soon.
Once you get that sorted out, you come up to the old north.
We're gonna watch A Quiet Place. We're gonna watch it together.
I don't want to commit to that at all.
We can hold hands. It'll be all right. We're gonna watch does anybody in your family like scary things at all?
No, my little brother.
Your little brother? And then your little bro can watch it with us.
No, he has a mullet. He does not deserve any.
Why are you just taking shots at guys with mullets right now?
No, I'm taking shots at him with a mullet.
Okay, fair enough.
He's not.
Is he
Morgan
pulling
Wallen
at
or
all?
anything. What?
Is he pulling?
He has a girlfriend, but it's all like
Okay.
cross country runners. So does it count?
A cross country runner with a mullet.
Does it count as a relationship if you're both runners?
What does that mean? What are you implying? Can cross country people who run cross country?
I'm just saying, like
is it even a real relationship?
It's such a weird niche that it's like, oh, you finally found someone just for you. Well, yeah, because don't no one want to run cross country in the wintertime.
Yeah, somebody as crazy as him, whack as him.
I'm just taking shots.
Stupid as him.
She's actually really nice. My little brother, on the other hand,
I ain't met her though. She sucks.
yeah. Frick you, Michaela.
Yeah.
Don't nobody like you.
Is her name actually Michaela?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Michaela. You're probably a real one, but
she
maybe
is a
not.
real one.
Maybe you do suck. I don't know. Who knows?
I saw him get the mullet. I was like, no.
Do you want to continue watching John Wick at some point?
Honestly, I'm kind of down. I don't know where it goes for me.
Do you want to do it like right now, or like what I mean by right now is like, do you want that to be the next episode?
I'm not opposed to that, actually.
Okay.
I'm not opposed.
We might do what we did with James Bond and stagger.
Yeah, I like that. I like that.
So,
but, yeah.
because we just talked about John Wick, we'll do something else for the next episode. That's TBD. We could maybe do some one-offs in between. So maybe we'll do Midnight in Paris finally, and we'll see what you think of it.
And then we'll go back
the thing about
to
that
Johnny
movie
Wick.
is that I don't want to call it polarizing, but I know that some people have watched it and they're like,
"Are you talking about Midnight in
this movie's
Paris?"
Weird, yeah. And I watch it and I'm like, I freaking love this movie. Yeah. I wonder. I think I gave the first John Wick. Let me look at what I gave it. I gave it 4 stars. I think you did too.
Yeah.
Great minds be thinking alike, bro.
Did you leave a review?
I don't think I have that's a movie that like it's one of those movies that I usually only review movies most of the time if I've like it's like my first time watching it ever. And when I got Letterboxd, I'd already seen John Wick like 4 times probably. Mm-hmm. So it was more like I already knew what I was gonna give it, so I just gave it a star rating and then moved on. But I did give a review for the 4th one, and I'll read it to you. It won't make any sense to you, but I think it's funny. Sometimes I like to mix like titles of like my review of the movie is like I mix the title of another movie with the title of the movie I just watched, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Because it has a similar thing in it or something like that. So my review of John Wick Chapter 4, I gave it 4 stars. It says John Wick War for the Planet of the Apes, which out of context you might be like, what?
Yep.
But I think if other people, I'm sure there's some people that have seen it because it's doing pretty well at the box office right now. If you've seen the end of the movie, you know why I called it that. You know why I reviewed it like that. And I think I'm gonna, now that it's been like 3 weeks since I've seen that movie, and I think I'm gonna give it 4.5 stars because I think I like it more than the first one. Honestly, that's some high praise.
Big changes, big changes.
Yeah. I also have a minor announcement, not like really like a big deal, I guess, but just I am planning on going to Ball State, which is a medium-sized public college around where I'm from. They usually have around 20,000 students.
How old was your other one? Like 170 or something? Or not how old?
Small.
How old? Sorry, how big?
Yeah, so Lincoln LCU was, I think it was technically like over 250 students, but like some of those were online and some of those were like graduate students. Some of those were seminary students. Like just the undergraduate students, it was like less than 200.
So it's a
I
jump
love
up.
that school though.
20 grand.
Oh, it's a big jump. But I've like grown up around that college because my dad is the pastor of the Ball State Christian Campus House, so it's like I've always been around there.
Yeah.
But I'm planning on going into something along the lines of like telecommunications and stuff.
Yes, sir.
Like like radio, because I enjoyed the podcast and I was like, well, maybe I should just go into radio. And I figure I'll probably learn some stuff that'll
And my darling's gonna kill it.
help us, my darling. Do you have any plans yet, or? I know that you were tossing around college, but I don't know. If you don't want to talk about it, you don't have to. We can save that for later.
Yeah, I applied to Harvard and got accepted right away. They were like, "We'd be honored to have you."
Oh yeah, well that was a prank. I'm going to Yale, so, and I'm going to be on the rowing team. I'm absolutely.
Well, that's
jacked,
crazy because I'm gonna be on the Harvard University inner tube basketball team. So what do you have to say to that?
All right. Well, I'm also going to be on the women's basketball team, and the women's volleyball team at Yale because I'm just that good.
Weren't good enough to make the men's team.
No, I'm trans, Evan. You didn't know that? You couldn't tell?
What? No, I should have been able to tell by the beard.
Right, by the beard.
By the full beard. Well, I'm joining the cricket team, so I don't think you have a clapback for that.
Chess club. I'm joining chess club.
I still think cricket trumps it, but
Oh man, man, I'm tired. You know.
honestly, I'm tired too. I've been living some good life lately. I'm gonna be honest. I've been living some, but good life is tiring.
You know, Evan, we should do a live podcast episode soon, just for fun.
I'm actually so down. That'd actually be a lot of fun. Should I finish my thought?
Yeah, sure. Did you have a thought? Did I interrupt?
I was
your
gonna
thought?
say I've been chilling. The weather has been so nice lately. I've literally just you can find me sitting on the beach reading books. That's what I've been doing.
Has it been like 70 degrees around where you are?
It was 26 today. So
I don't.
that
oh, gosh.
let me do the math. 82 today.
Oh wow.
It was 82.
Ours was around like 70, 75 today with the sun, with the sun.
Mm-hmm.
That's my sweet spot right there.
I know, like 26, so 82. That's kind of getting hot. I'm like, we didn't really have spring. We really went from like winter to 26. I was like,
yeah, I was gonna. And our weather's, we don't live that far from each other, so our weather's
not
pretty
too
dissimilar.
But I got friggin' burned on the first nice day because I am Caucasian to the utmost extent. So the sun is not my friend, and I was playing spike ball and I just seared, and so the next day my back really hurt and it was pink.
This dude has the complexion of the Pillsbury Doughboy. Absolutely, just white to the bone, bro.
You see my mom, bro. My mom, that is true white.
You guys should check out Evan's mom, bro.
Yeah, check out my mom, yeah.
She didn't seem that pale when I met her.
Really?
I don't remember her.
I
don't
love
remember
my mom.
thinking
She's just hysterically white.
like white in like a mental sense or like a physical.
No, like
sense?
a physical sense. She's just very white. Like my dad, He tans like normally in the summer. I tan okay. My mom just stays white. she don't tan. So.
Well, this has been
a double epi. Double epi.
A surprise double epi.
Yeah.
We
should do more where we watch multiple similar movies in one.
We probably
should also start a petition to do.
What if we just started watching 2 movies per episode?
That could get to be a lot, but maybe.
Evan.
My suggestion.
Come on.
My suggestion is I need a John Wick movie, but Tomato.
What if but with
I need Toe Wick. Like, that's gotta happen.
That might have honestly, I might be able to use that idea in the title of this episode. John Wick, but it's Tomater. Toe Wick. We haven't watched I want to break the mold. We should watch another rom-com. You want to watch a rom-com?
I'm down for a rom-com.
Okay. I can oh, do I throw you like okay, like there's a few different kinds of rom-coms, you know? There's like just bad rom-coms that are just like not good at all. Like but then there's like the ones that are good because they're bad but they do it in like a charming way, you know? And then there's the actually good ones.
I almost want to watch just a thoroughly awful rom-com. Like I got
Really?
I don't know. Part of me wants to just watch a genuinely awful rom.
I could procure one.
I know there's one swimming in your head. I know there's a movie up there that you're thinking of.
There's one in particular that I kind of hate. I watched it over Christmas break.
I say we do that.
Okay. What if we did 2 rom-coms? They're not that long. Rom-coms tend to be shorter.
We'll do double.
What if we did like a good one and a bad one?
Yeah.
Oh, here. I'll tell you what they are right now. We'll do it live so people can know what to expect.
Oh.
The good one will be Notting Hill because that's actually a certified banger.
And the bad one.
The bad one, I have to look it up because I have like I know what it is, but like I've kind of erased it from my memory because I like at least the title. I mean, because.
Do you want me to stall?
Yeah, stall for a little bit. I have to go into my letterbox history.
All right, so my stalling, I'm going back to the Oilers, and I just want to update everyone my NHL outros. We are now up 3-1.
I found it. It didn't take that long.
Yanmark have 2 goals this game? Oh, no, Bouchard got the first one.
So, I'm going to... Would you like to hear my review for this movie?
Yeah.
Because I kind of... Okay. This movie's called Christmas with You. I watched it on January 6th of this year. So the very beginning of this year. And this is my review. Why did I watch this movie? Don't answer that. I'm well aware that my greatest weakness is rom-coms, especially if they take place during Christmas. Also, both of the main leads are like 45 years old. But why does the dude look like he's 70 in some shots and 35 in others? And the chick doesn't even really look like she's 45 most of the time. This captivated me more than anything in the film itself. And that's just my train of thought. And I gave it half a star.
So half a star. Wait. Half a star. Is that because you couldn't enter 0 stars?
It's not good. It's like
so Christmas with You and Notting Hill.
Yeah, I can send them to you. But Notting Hill is actually like a really good rom-com. It's almost more like what the really good rom-coms are the rom-coms that start to blur the line between romantic drama and romantic comedy. Because like there's good comedy in it, but there's actually like substance.
Something to follow, yeah. Something
Yeah. But yeah, that's what you guys can expect. This has been episode
13.
Maybe like
No.
It's like 19, I think. Because I think we did 18 last episode. But don't quote me on that. Or I'll
quote
kill
me
you.
on it. It's episode 3. Do we end with the gun fingers?
Sure.
Wait, but there's no.
I just burped. Why don't we?
Did you stop your recording yet?
No.
Okay, do the gun fingers again.
This podcast has almost ended like 5 different times.
Just do the gun fingers again because listeners won't know what's going on. So Bang, 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 bang.
Thank you for tuning in to this week's episode of Movies Not Music. If you feel inclined, leave a comment and a review. And if you'd like to connect with us, you can find us both on Instagram, @TheWavesOnTheShore, and at our personal accounts, @TheOvershore and @JepWatts.